back to Keep Indiana Learning. We're having some fun on our live streams today. I'm so thrilled to have everyone here, and I couldn't be more happy to have Dianna Knox from Clay Community Schools talking tech with us. She's going to share some of the most amazing shortcuts. She's going to be snapping those up for us. And we were also talking about her other love, which is bacon or baking? Bacon.
Baking. I like both, but I'm going to go with baking this holiday season.
Okay, because I got confused because you actually raise the pigs to make the bacon and then you do the baking.
We do. Yeah, I've got it. We've just got the whole bag over here in Clay County.
What's your favorite Christmas cookie to bake?
Sugar cookies. I do the iced flooded sugar cookies and get intricate and designs. It's very cathartic because I can put the tech away and relax, and it's very methodical to flood those cookies. I love it.
Well, you can flood me with cookies anytime you want, lady. And I am going to turn it over to you because I don't want to take any more of your time. We've got some amazing shortcuts to share, so take it away, my friend.
Thanks, Lena. So I'm going to talk to you about, oh snap, there's a shortcut for that. Because right now we are tech infused. There are so many programs and platforms that we work with, and a lot of them have shortcuts. And when I started researching this program, I even learned a lot of new things. So if you are interested, I give you several subsidiary links in the presentation. So there's a bit.ly, and it's OSNAP, KINL. That will give you links to everything I talk about today, and I'll talk about it again later, but let's just dive right in. So I did a lot of looking and cherry picking some of my favorite shortcuts, and there are so many to choose from, and I'm going to warn you on all these graphics I have, you might get a little overwhelmed. My coworker, Leslie, who helped me proofread this stuff, she said, oh, it overwhelms me, but I'm going to just focus on a few, but then I've got the links for you so you can get these yourself if you would like. So I didn't want to reinvent the wheel on most things. Now, this one I admit I created. These are some of my favorite Windows shortcuts or ones that I learned about and I thought were super helpful. The link up at the top is a clickable link. So it will take you to where I created this in Canva. We've heard a lot about Canva today with Joe. And so all of everything I've done today is in Canva. And so we're going to go back and look at these, some of my favorites. There's a lot on here. Some of my favorites here, I love Control-Shift-T. How many times have you been working, you close something out and you think, oh, rats, I needed that. I didn't mean to close that. Control-Shift-T to save the day, and it works for multiple tabs. If you've closed several, you can Control-Shift-T and get everything back. It has saved many a teacher in a panic because it's even pretty much got your work there. And I know teachers that have closed something erroneously when they've been creating in Canvas, and oh my goodness, and that Control-Shift-T saves the day. One that I just kind of learned about because I was always flipping screens and trying to share when I was doing testing and when I was working on things. If you're on a Windows device, the Windows button and your side arrows will split your screens. I think that one's a fantastic tool. And then I can't live without Control-K. So much of what I do and I create anymore, I'm creating and sharing links for people. And so I love Control-K. Highlight some text, Control-K, paste a link in, and I am good to go. So this one, again, you know, there's a lot of shortcuts here. There may be some that you know about that I don't. So I would love in the chats, you know, tell me some of your favorites. Tell me if I missed one that you would like me to add. But if you want this, again, if you get this presentation, you're going to have access to it. So now going on the rest of these, I crowdsourced. I found some wonderful ed tech heroes who are sharing the wealth. They're creating freebies for us. So if you look here, we got a little gift tag on the presentation screen, and this is to all teachers from Candace Buchanan. And so I found her site and this Chromebook shortcuts. Our littles have been learning to use shortcuts, and these are fantastic tidbits. And she's even created this so that it can be printed and you can give each child a copy. You could post it, a big copy of it, and paste it in your room. But Chromebook shortcuts, some of them you're going to recognize, but some of them are different. So I love to share caps lock because that's something that people miss on a Chromebook. So if you do the control, the search, that is a caps lock. The delete shortcut. I think that's the one thing people miss. You can backspace, but the deleting, so the alt and a backspace is a delete. People like that. And then creating a bookmark. I have so many bookmarks. It's kind of an obsession, but Control D is a nice shortcut for creating a bookmark. So I think other ones on there, I know in the classroom, I would use the screenshot ones all the time. Again, split screen on a tiny Chromebook. Sometimes that is not maybe the one that I would use super often, but I think it's a fantastic resource. So, and especially for those students just learning how to use, this is a great visual reminder. And I love that she has shared this with the EdTech world for us to use. Moving on, we've had Joe gave a great presentation talking about Canva and Canva for education and how much you can do with it. So I'm so excited that I included these Canva shortcuts because more and more teachers are using this in their classroom, just like I'm using this presentation today. So I highlighted the presentation shortcuts. So you can, with just these keys, no Alt, no Shift, nothing like that. If I just press the D key, I got drums. And then when I press the D key again, the drums go away. C gives us some confetti. Isn't that pretty? So, if I'm running this for my daily slides in my room, my elementary coworkers said, oh, right before you draw like the student of the day or, something to award some type of behavior or be a reward for the test, you can use that confetti. If I need my students to be quiet, I can give them a fun little shush. They might listen to that a whole lot faster than they would listen to me. Bubbles, I think those are fun. Timers, like today, I have a 20-minute window to give these shortcut tips. If you know me, you know I talk a lot, probably pretty rapidly too. But I can give myself a timer. Like I said, I need between 3 to 4 minutes per slide. So by pressing the number 3, I automatically have a 3-minute timer that pops up on my slide. Melissa Wally and I have used this in, we do the Keep Indiana Chatting, and this year we've added Sandy Gehring to join us. We've used this to help drive our discussions. By no means does it limit us, but it helps us just be very aware of time and how long we've spent on something. So this is a fabulous resource, and it's visual. I know I like that with Classroom Screen. So this just brings it right into a presentation with Canva. If I press the X key, takes my timer away. There are times when I'm teaching and presenting that I want my students to focus on me or my attendees to focus on me. And so if I do the B button, it just blurs it out. So they're not visually distracted. They would focus on the words that I have to say. And then when I'm ready for them to not focus so intently on me, I can press the B key, brings me right back in. This, all of these Canva shortcuts, I have linked into a resource right here. It's from Just Click Here, which is a site that I found had tons of tech tips, but Just Click Here had a section specifically on Canvas. So I did some general keyboard shortcuts, a shortcuts table that, oh my goodness, for you Canva lovers, it is fantastic. There were so many tips for, in Google, and I'm going to talk about these in a minute, in Google Slides, when I'm designing, I can nudge things just a pixel at a time. They gave the tips for how to do that in Canva and some of those design tips. And then I just did a little bonus link here for how to dim the wrong answers, because sometimes that's, it might be fun to do a quiz using a Canva presentation. So, oops, I got out of present mode here. Let me go right back in. So just again, this is a present to us from Just Click Here. Next, we're going to talk about Google Slides key shortcuts. So again, don't think you need to learn all of these, because that can be the most overwhelming thing, but pick the shortcuts and focus in on the ones that you think are going to benefit you the most. But I use Google Slides quite a bit, although Canva is rapidly replacing that in some ways. And so for those of you, if you have been on Twitter, you probably have heard of Alice Keeler. And Alice Keeler has been creating some fabulous templates and posters of these shortcuts. And this is her Google Slides shortcuts. And a lot of these, again, may be some that you've recognized, you've used previously, but I'm going to pick my favorites. I really like here. the shift and the arrow keys to nudge a pixel or two, because sometimes when I'm dragging with my mouse, I just get really distracted and it moves too much at once. It's not necessarily that I get distracted. I think I just misspoke, but it moves too much at once. But being able to nudge it a pixel at a time really helps you design with some intent and some care. I like Control Alt M to insert a comment, especially if I'm collaborating on slides with somebody, or if I am grading something, I can do that to insert a comment and give some feedback. I also like Control M to insert a new slide. So this is full of great resources. If you click on the image, if you get the presentation later, remember that's bit.ly and then the / and OSNAP, KINL in caps. It will take you to Alice Keeler's blog, and it allows you to get your own copy of this. And so you could maybe use this in your classroom as well. Next up, I'm kind of flying right through here. I'm surprised. I didn't think I would. I've been talking fast, huh? Google Docs keyboard shortcuts. And a lot of these are the same as maybe some of those Windows shortcuts that we saw earlier. This is again from Alice Keeler. She was great about sharing this with all of us teachers and those of us in the ed tech world. And so I think, again, I like the Control Alt M to insert a comment. How about that Control Shift C to get a word count? You know, sometimes it's more quality over quantity, but there are times, especially our students have word limits, that they need to get to. I think sometimes students view that as, oh, I'm just trying to get to that 250 words. I also like the idea that you can do the control with the question mark or the slash key, and that'll give you a list of all the shortcuts, because there are way more that exist than what are on this poster. But these are probably the most prevalent, relevant that you might use. I love Control Z. Undo, that's not on here because I think it's fairly well known, but I like that she included Control Y, repeat the last action. You know, Control Z gets a lot of attention because, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Undo, undo, undo. But you know, sometimes I would just be easy to Control Y and repeat what I just did. So I think those are fantastic, fantastic shortcuts. So again, don't forget to comment and share what ones you like and what ones you think are helpful and that you would like to maybe see included somewhere sometime. Now the next slide is my favorite Google tool. I love Google Keep. When I first started dabbling with Google Keep really caught my attention because I was the queen of forever losing my Post-it notes that I would stick to my computer to take home so I'd remember what I needed to do. Or I'd make a shopping list and then I couldn't find it when I got to the store. So again, Google Keep has become something that I use professionally and personally all the time. I didn't know that shortcuts existed for this. Who knew? This is amazing. So Google Keep, again, this is from Alice Keeler, but if you have Google Keep open, and I'm going to go in and open up a Keep note real quick. And if I have Google Keep, and I'm just in Keep, I haven't started on a note or anything, and I press this, I'm going to actually take my cursor out of there, press the C key, it automatically puts me into a note to type. Okay, I didn't type anything. I'm going to come out, press the L key, and it's a list. I make lists all the time. How awesome is that to, you know, have the list set up for you so you don't have to go in and do that. So I can make my Christmas to-do list, finish shopping, bake, wrap the presents. Kudos to all of you who are holiday go-getters and you are ahead of the game on that. I'm not one of you. So I think these Keep shortcuts are amazing. I liked also if you Control G, you can toggle between list view and grid view. So I'm going to close that note and get it going. So Control G, did not do that. There's my list view now. I know some of you are very list oriented, like you like that streamlined approach. I'm definitely a grid girl, but there you go. go back into present mode here. And again, every single one of these images within this presentation is linked to take you to the blog post where you can review the original resource and you can get your own copies that you could use to your credit, however you would want to. So again, I want to give attributions and thank yous to Candace Buchanan and Just Click Here and Alice Keeler and all of those people who create these great and fantastic resources for us, because shortcuts can save us time. They can save us energy. So again, pick the ones that benefit you the best for what you use most often. And happy learning. I also included in here our Christmas gifters or our resources. I've got those all documented so you could get those links. And I just want to say a huge thank you for joining me today. I'm done a little bit early. Lena, I don't think that ever happens that I am this speedy, but I do talk fast, so I apologize.
No, I love it. And I was writing all those notes because I tell you what, Google Keep is still one of my favorite ways to stay organized. And I didn't know there were shortcuts for Google Keep. So thank you.
Either. Yeah. So yeah,
I also love that you are regifting all of those lists and resources. So it's the best kind of regifting when we share all our favorite things.
Oh my gosh, it so is. And just as a reminder, if you didn't get that bit.ly link, it's bit.ly/OSNAP, lowercase, capital KINL for Keep Indiana Learning. And that would give you the links to all of those resources so you could print your own copies or download those.
That's perfect. And I'll put it in the description of this YouTube video in the doodly-doo, and we'll make sure that it's always available. Thank you so much. I can't wait to go shortcut my life away here because there are a few of them that I did not know.
I learned a lot. There were a lot. I can't live without Control-Z and Control-K and Control-V.
Oh, those are like my fingers know to do those without me even thinking.
Yes, but those keep shortcuts, and I loved learning all about the Canva shortcuts because I generally do.
Oh, I did not know about the drums, the quiet. I didn't know any of that existed. It's like a whole new world to me. I feel like I'm a Disney princess about to break into song. I think it's amazing.
Melissa and I used those for one of our Keep Indiana chattings last year, the timer, really to help us. And then we kind of would use, if somebody said something fun, we could do confetti, and it adds a little bit. It's just entertaining.
I love it so much. Thank you for the gift of shortcuts. It's like the gift of time has just been re-awarded to us. Dianna Knox, I really appreciate it. Everybody out there, stick around. We've got more fun coming your way at 3:30, and we'll see you then.
Thanks. Merry Christmas.